Hello there. I'm Robert.
And I'm Vanessa.
And we're late to the party.
And there's a lot of actors in this movie.
Is Chris Pine in it?
Nah, he's already Dunkirk. So this movie is probably one of our most anticipated for this coming year. One being it's from Christopher Nolan, and we are huge Christopher Nolan fans.
Christopher Nolan has touched quite a few genres, and now he's getting his hands into the war films. But the cool thing about Christopher Nolan is he isn't going for like the broad overall war story. He's going for a small, centralized situation that occurred within the beginning of World War II.
Yeah, and it almost kind of gives me the same feeling as like Saving Private Ryan. Like it wasn't like a big thing about just World War II in general. It was just a small little thing that happened to be in that era in that same time period.
It was the background, and like World War II, or at least Saving Private Ryan, you had a whole slew of cast of characters. You had many different people from many different places, which is exciting because that's going to give you tons of different dynamics in this situation. And who better to bring in a huge ensemble than Christopher Nolan?
Yeah, there's some pretty big names in here, like Kenneth Branagh is in this movie.
Branagh.
Sorry.
I mean, it's kind of A-U-G-H.
Yeah,
I mean,
Branagh. I always
Loveless.
get his name. Yeah, I always get his name wrong.
But you've got Harry Styles coming out of his,
which is interesting, coming from One Direction. But I'm excited to see what kind of acting chops he has. And then, of course, you have Tom Hardy, which we love Tom Hardy, so that's a plus, too.
Is Mark Rylance in it, too, as well?
I think so, yes.
So, I mean, he's got some heavy hitters in there, so he had to see something within Harry Styles to get him into this. So that's what's exciting. Of course, Cillian Murphy's going to be in there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I totally forgot about him.
You've got your slew, you've got your cast, and we are excited for Dunkirk, the second trailer. Even though we did see that whole extended scene in front of King Kong, which was freaking awesome. We'll talk about that after the trailer.
But let's watch it.
What has happened is a colossal military disaster.
Keep leading up to that scene,
We'll go on
too.
to the end. We shall never surrender.
Freaking time.
That's crazy, though.
We have to go to Dunkirk. Ready on the stern
There
line.
he is.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know where we're going? Into war, George.
I'll be useful, sir.
One of ours.
Yeah.
I'm on him. The ship's about to leave.
Yep, that was that scene.
God, that would be the worst!
They need to send more ships.
That sucks.
Every hour the enemy pushes closer. They've activated the civilian boats. Civilians? We need destroyers.
I can't tell, was that Joseph or Rafe?
Dunkirk.
I think it was Joseph.
I'm not going back. We know they will die. You're weekend sailors, not the bloody Navy.
You should be at home.
There's no hiding from this, son. We have a job to do.
Turn it around.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender.
That just gave me chills right there.
Bloody Air Force.
All right.
Yeah.
that was good. I mean, I've said it thousands of times before, but World War II is probably my favorite war to learn about, and like it was just massive, and insane and I'm excited for this movie to see like that's like part of it and how awesome that a bunch of British sailors or people that took their own boats and risked their own lives to come and save save them.
And that's what's cool is you're getting a perspective of the land, the sea, and the air. You're getting everybody on this just battle, I guess, slaughter that went down with all these soldiers trying to get out and them being surrounded completely by, the Germans.
And obviously being Americans, we don't really know a whole lot of the British side of how they had to deal with it. We know the big, stuff with the history, Zeppelins and all that stuff.
Yeah, the history books are, definitely a little more leaning on the American side of the stories.
So,
but
I mean, for anybody who's British that knows, is this
well, it's the British.
True story, right?
It's the British, the French, I believe the Canadians as well. It's the other allies that we had within the group and what they had to go through at the same time. Because obviously there are a ton of stories and a lot to learn about what happened down in World War II. Now, when it comes to the trailer, though, a lot of it was from the footage that we saw before Kong, Skull Island.
When he's carrying the wounded soldier across the bridge there, across the pier to get to the boat.
And just that was suspenseful. And all they're trying to do is cross the beams with the...
And then the boat sinking, the medical boat sinking. That sucks because there was probably a lot of people on that boat.
Civilians, that are just kind of trying to
escape.
Yep.
So they're...
And then with a lot of the stuff that happens with Tom Hardy too in the air.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a lot of that scene in that long clip that they released before Kong Skull Island. So being able to see just all these different, outlets, all these different soldiers in different situations just trying to survive and get out. And it's not working out for them. Hans Zimmer's music, though, it reminded me a lot of, Mountains from Interstellar? Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like the...
time
building
for
up,
caution,
and it's just building up over and over, and eventually reaches a fever pitch.
And that's what I like about Christopher Nolan too. That was kind of the same thing that happened in The Dark Knight with his music. Granted, he did share that movie with James Newton Howard.
Yeah.
But even then, where it's the eerie sound, and then all of a sudden it goes boom.
Yeah, it just kicks in.
Yeah. So.
Essentially, it's Hans Zimmer's way of letting the beat drop, and he does a really good way of doing it. So, I mean, we're excited for it. Obviously, when it comes down to this era, I mean, we are looking forward to, like she said, learning about things we did not know about. Granted, we could just open a history book, I guess, and read it, but everything I learned from watching movies. So, I mean, that's pretty much...
Sort of. I mean, it's not the whole truth, but...
Yeah, nothing but the truth, so help me, Bob. Anyway, so we are going to, be there opening night for Dunkirk whenever that comes out. I'm sure it's pretty soon, so we will be there for that.
So thank you so much for watching our reaction to the latest Dunkirk trailer.
Yep, it's exciting to see anything come from Nolan, and he takes his time, and we're happy he does, because he typically gives us quality after he is finished. So, you can like and subscribe.
And you can do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram.
And we have a lot of big things coming up. Soon we will be headed to Phoenix Comic-Con, so if you are in the Phoenix area and you will be there for that Memorial weekend...
Say hello!
We are there. Say hi. And with that also, we will be going to Collider.
Yes, we are going to be competing in a Schmodown here in the next couple of months, and so we are super excited but nervous at the same time, and we can't wait.
Yeah.
Also, being in July, we are going to be going to D23
in Anaheim. So if you are at D23, say hi to us there too. We will be sleeping on the floor in some hall waiting to get into a panel that will last an hour, that we will laugh, cry, yell, and then it will be over and we'll have to go get in line again for the next panel. But that's what makes it fun. But with that being said, you can head over to our Patreon and help kick into the party, help fuel the party, get us to these places so we can film and bring you back some awesome content. Otherwise, you can just give us a like and the subscribe, which is more than adequate. And until next time, now it's time to say goodbye. Bye!